Hello Wanderers, welcome to our newest Crusader Kings 3 roleplay series, The Last Viking, following this man here, Yarl, the son of Veender Ravenkiller. Now, Yarl is a man who finds himself in a pivotal time in Norse culture as Christianity is far encroaching upon the traditional Norse lands, and the Viking way of life is starting to fade, and so he is the heir to a great Viking legacy, that of his father, a warrior known for his great quest of vengeance. And then even beyond that, his grandfather, Ivar Twistfoot, Ivar the Far Walker, the most famous of the Norse travelers. So Yarl has a great legacy and a great lineage to live up to. And in order to do that, we're going to be trying to achieve a few different goals in this playthrough. Now, our number one goal is going to be to get the Viking trait. Now, in order to do this, we're going to need to do quite a few raids. I think you need at least 20 raids in order to even have a chance at getting this trait. So that's going to be our first thing that we're going to be looking to achieve. The second thing we're looking to achieve is to create our own divergent Norse culture. So our character is based in Gotland. So we're presumably going to create some sort of Gotlander culture, though the exact details of that are still up in the air. In order to do this, we're going to need to get a lot of prestige, so that means probably more raiding. And then finally, our last goal is going to be to attempt to feudalize, because there's a lot of interesting things that come with feudalizing, and because our character is on the cusp of the transition from the Norse people being the Vikings, from the Viking Age to that high medieval age, we are going to be seeing that transition with this character. So feudalizing is something we're going to attempt to do, though there are going to be some issues with that. So those are our goals, but where do we find ourselves in this very moment? Well, as you can see, we are one day away from the funeral of our father, Veender Ravenkiller. And so we are going to let this funeral go, and we will see how this plays out. So here we are. The shadows of the mourners no longer loom over me, and I am at last given a moment alone. What a quiet comfort I could take in such a moment, without the rattling and prattling of other guests in my ears. Just me and my thoughts of my father, the Yarl Veender of Gotland. It feels good to be away from all these people, and yeah, it probably does for a man like Yarl, who is shy. He doesn't really like to be around people all that much. So being able to get away from all of these mourners is probably something that that he greatly enjoys. Well, maybe not enjoys, I wouldn't quite put it that way, but is thankful for at the very least. So you can see there's some other characters here, such as our good friend Jorundur Ulfricsson, the son of one of our father's enemies. In fact, you can see his father was slain by our own father in a duel, and yet we have become friends. He was taken in as a ward of our father, and we became friends over that time. I and the other mourners take a reprieve from our grief to enjoy a great bounty of food. Halfreader, this I believe is our sister, indeed, Halfreader the Fair, who is married to Jorundur. Usually the lifeblood of any feast, now sits across from me misty-eyed with an untouched goblet by her side. How can we make ourselves fat and merry in times like these? Are we to satisfy our hedonistic desires while Veender has none? Join me, empty your goblets in libation. The guests seem to agree. There's wisdom in Halfreader's oafish lamentation. Halfreader here, as you can see, is our current court skald as well. So, you know, she's maybe inherited a little bit of the Scallendil way. The Scallendil way being that of our dynasty here, and the path of our great grandfather here, Ivar the Far Walker, who was a famous poet. So I think that we should probably join in a round of drinks for all. We do have the money. I will remember him in my own way. Do we need the legitimacy, actually? Not really. So I think we will simply... I mean... Let's see, arrogant. I feel like it says arrogant will give us a little bit of stress, but I feel like, paying for, or, providing drinks at your father's funeral, making sure that everybody knows that you are the one providing is kind of an arrogant thing. So I think we will actually do that. Ulfkel Hefnedreit and Emander Ravensblood became friends. Oh, interesting. Let me just take a brief look at that. I believe that was our brother here. Ulfkel, yeah. So our youngest brother, that is, became friends with Emander Njordsson. Yes, the friend, or the son of our father's deceased friend, Prince Njord the Lion. And then what do we have here? Commander promoted my Marshal Gerdaudas here, a capable warrior, not a Norseman, a Prussian, in fact, but he's served us well or our family well for a while. My Marshal Gerdaudas has been showing off a promising new recruit. He may not be as noble stock as you, my friend, but on his name, I swear that Kolbjorn is someone you would want on your side. Oh, actually, maybe we would. He's actually pretty good. Brave, arrogant, calm, 4-star strategist, hunter, faithful, blade, and quick. Yeah, definitely we'll get this guy on. This is actually really good. All right, you can serve us, Kolbjorn. I feel a quiet calm wash over me, gazing around the room of mourners. Some eyes are stained red. Others would see this like any other cause for a gathering. One soul, however, looks to me with uncertainty as he tugs at my side. My half-brother Ulfkel does not weep openly, but does not seem unmoved like many other children present. Brother, what happened to father? Why is everybody sad? Says Ulfkel here. He's kind of inherited that the weakness that came from our own grandmother, Duchess Juliana the Gentle. But we're an arrogant man, but we're not a callous man, so I think we would just say he is in Valhalla now. And the child is comforted, indeed. So he gave some comfort to our youngest brother, which I think is important. Oh, what's this? Important nobility, far too great in number to pass to name. Important nobility, far too great in number to name, passed by the enshrouded body of my father, Jarl Veender Ravenkiller, granting him little more than a simple bow or nod, as though such a gesture was sufficient to show one's reverence for life. My heart weighs as heavy as my pockets, so full of trinkets and memories of Veender. I can't help but wonder why I should get to hoard objects which rightfully belong to him. Okay, so here, this is an interesting thing. We could potentially give up one of our objects here. Nothing less than the Saga of the Skald? No, okay, so we're not going to destroy the Saga of the Skald. This was the book that was written by Ivar, our grandfather here, about his great journey, and it is updated with the chapter on our father, Veender, who inherited the book. So we're not going to get rid of the Saga of the Skald. However, we do have this suit of lustrous scale armor, which belonged to our father and is in fact an incredibly good item. I do not want to give this up, but this was our father's armor, and he's gonna need it in Valhalla, surely, right? The lustrous scale armor belongs in Valhalla. Ouch. It does, though. Alright, so we gave up that incredible suit of armor. But we'll just have to steal another one on a raid, I suppose. But we did get some nice prestige for that. Our slave, Oswine, this is a slave that our family's had for a while. Oswine, he's an Anglo-Saxon, and he's the tutor for the children of our court. But yes, let us continue with this. After having spoken over dinner for a while, Hjalmar the Castilian leans over to tell me what he finds that he finds it impressive how knowledgeable I am about so many different things. So this is Hjalmar the Castilian. This was the second in command of the Leon's Bani, which is the Viking company, I guess you could call it, that our father Veender led. And he is now serving us as our chancellor here. So, very capable man. And he does seem to recognize true intellect. That is, well, as he should. We are, like it said, an arrogant man. So that nice little boost of prestige is helpful because we are a tribal character, and any bit of prestige you can get as a tribal character is good. The sorrowful line marches on, the line to have a last moment with Yarl Veender of Gotland, a last whisper, a last long goodbye, a last nothing at the last place anyone will see him again. Truly a privilege it is to be here. The line brings me ever closer until at last the figure in front of me parts and there's nothing but a veil between me and him. Well, maybe not a veil, I guess a veil, yeah, because we are holding a, you know, we are, he's on a pyre, we are going to be burning him. Make a speech promising to rule in his honor or speak of his virtues. I suppose we will make a speech promising to rule in his honor. And the crowd is moved. Wow, that was a low chance. That was only a 29% chance that we were going to have a successful speech there. But we actually pulled it off. Like, we have low diplomacy, but I guess in that moment we found the words. So, your life here, he's, you know, his stats aren't too bad, but, you know, with his shy trait, he's not much of a talker. However, I think in that moment here at the funeral, he found the words that he needed to honor his father. So, yeah, let us continue with this here. And we are currently mourning our father, as you can see. Hjalmar and High Chiefess Thora here. So High Chiefess Thora, this is our wife, and she is a very capable woman, as you can see here. Patient, brave, diligent. She's a twin, in fact. Hale, strong. She's got Confider. Great traits. And she is the mother of our son, young Ivar here, who seems to inherited not only our own good looks, for we are indeed a very handsome man, but also his mother's robustness of form. So that's good to see. But yeah, let's see how the rest of this funeral goes. Of all the figures venerated and villainous, none have been desired more than our departed Jarl Veender. With his crowd of weepers and gawkers finding other subjects to satisfy their fascination, I am at last left with a moment of solace between myself and my father. A time for quiet prayer. Allow myself a moment of grief, or I promise to be a better Jarl. You gain unrelenting devotion. I think... Ooh, gosh. I promise to be a better Jarl. I think maybe that's what we do. And there we go. Nevoka? I believe that's how I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. But it's a Polish name, so... But this woman here, the book thief as she is known, was someone who came with us, or came with our family from Iberia in that last little bout. Because, as you can see here, she is known for a little bit of thievery of books specifically from a monastery. But she is a well-learned woman, and she's got an interesting backstory in which she disguised herself as a boy to learn from a monastery. However, obviously, as you can see, did not go too well. So we've currently got her as our antiquarian. But it seems that she was regaling us with some of the tales of the various trinkets we inherited from our father. Before me, a feasting table stocked high with all manner of food and drink, as if Jarl Veender of Gotland were trying to offer a final act of magnanimity before parting. Chiefess Ingrider of Holland. Oh, a chiefess has arrived. Ah, this is another Ravensblood. Interesting here. Ah, this is our cousin, in fact. That's very cool to see. This is, in fact, the sister of the current king of Hrafinjal, King Arnbjorn the Lame. Anyways, what does she say? To Yarl Veender of Gotland, truly one of the great. Great indeed, and I will be greater still. To Yarl Veender of Gotland, tells, speak a quiet prayer. I think we shall speak just a quiet prayer because we are shy. So, oh, there's some brawling going on here. Interesting. A brawl at a Norse funeral. Well, not that much of a surprise. All eyes fall upon my sister Hachrider as she falls to the ground in lamentation, hands coating her reddened eyes from view. Hachrider's sorrowful gasps and chokes have left her fellow mourners breathless, and many offer her comfort and reverence as if it were her to be committed to the hereafter. Wow, our sister is sure living up to that court-skulled sense of exaggeration, shall we say. All eyes must fall only upon me. I can only mourn in my own way. I offer comfort. Is this the sister? Oh, you know what? We do have... She is our friend. But all eyes must fall upon me. This is a... We are arrogant, but shy. And she is our friend. Can only mourn in my own way. I feel like this arrogant option does make the most sense, but I feel like with the fact that we're shy, we wouldn't be trying to like take the attention away. But I also think that maybe we don't offer comfort because we're, you know, we're kind of a stoic kind of man, I imagine, you know, with that arrogant trait. Not necessarily stubborn, but like stoic. So I think we're going to mourn in our own way. Oh, yes, and Navoka is regaling us with the Heftinger of Virtues. This is the Spear of our Father, which has quite a few kills to its name. Hunched beside me, bereft of the pretense of propriety, the inconsolable Inkreader gazes out into the nothingness before her. Not a tear falls from her eyes, not a word passes her mouth until she turns to me. Odin can be cruel indeed. Why does the wind still yet blow? Why does the sea continue to push it to the shore? Why does my body ache for food and thirst for water? Doomsday is upon us. My uncle is dead. Quietly nod. Yeah, sure, that seems a little bit of an exaggeration, but, you know, we thank you for mourning in your own way. Hjalmar's telling jokes, so there's, you know, two types of people at a funeral. Now the time has come to commit Yarl Veender final rites before his final journey to Valhalla. He lays wrapped in white fabrics atop a towering funeral pyre. The goatee stands beside you with a torch, its light flickering in the wind. To see him surrounded by so many mourners and given a proper Asatru burial gives me hope that perhaps I too will be remembered this fondly as Jarl. I lower the torch to the kindling and watch as the tower of wood is lit ablaze. All that's left now is to wait for Veender to be returned to ashes. Beautiful way to say. So we gain some legitimacy, some piety, and we lose some stress, which is nice. And we're known for our dedication to the faith. We're now a devoted servant, which is excellent. We are somewhat, you know, we're not zealous, but we are a good believer in the Norse gods. So there we go. Finish the funeral. And so it is done. Our father has been committed to the hereafter. And so we find ourselves now as the Yarl of Gotland. And the question is, what do we do from here? Well, let's just catch up with everything and let's get ourselves situated. Now, as you will have seen, our character is Jarl Yorleif, the son of Veender, the grandson of Ivar. And our traits, arrogant, brave, and shy. So we're not somebody who's going to be giving a big speech before battle, but we will be leading our men in there. We will be the first to charge in, and I feel like our men respect us even if they do not love us. We are a skilled tactician, so we're a fairly capable military commander. We are a flexible leader, which is going to be very advantageous for us in future raids, but even more so will be the raider trait, which gives us increased raid speed and less attrition in the enemy counties. We are the child of a concubine, so we are the child or the son of Gurley the Wicked. This was, as you can obviously know, our father's concubine, who was actually murdered by Gunnar the Mule, a dwarf who was with our father's company. We're a follower because we were with our father in his camp for a very long time. And we're a handsome man, though that handsomeness is a little bit offset by the fact that we were scarred, though it clearly, as you can see, is one of those appealing kind of scars that movie actors get. So yeah, that's our character. You've seen our wife, you've seen our son. We have many family members. We had some older brothers and sisters, most of whom are dead. We've got an older sister, though, here, Queen Alfrida, who is married to the King of Norway, who finds himself in a little bit of difficulty with various rebellions and stuff going on in his land. We've got our other sister, Hafrida, and then we've got our two younger brothers here as well. So that's kind of our main family. And yeah, we'll get into some of the other important characters in our court. Some of them you've seen, but we'll kind of get into that as the story goes along. First things first, I do want to pick my lifestyle here, and I think we are going to go for the martial one. I'm tempted to, wandering could be useful, but we're already partially through the martial one, and I would like to gain some bonuses from this, so I think we're going to grab probably chivalry focus, because that advantage is nice and the prowess boost is good as well. It seems like we can pick a trait from the Sculler tree here, which is interesting. Clergy opinion, scientific, learn language chance. Your wards can get additional skills and become your friends. That's actually not so bad. I'm actually tempted to do that one. Yeah, I think we'll do this one actually, because we'll probably be having a few wards in our lifetime. So that could be useful. One other thing that I want to do is determine our personal deity. It is not uncommon for Asatruans to single out one amongst the gods who suits their particular tastes and aims in life for special attention. I should contemplate these divine beings and decide which one calls to me the most. So we could become a devotee of Odin, a devotee of Ullr, a devotee of Thor, or a devotee of Freyr. Now, my choice mainly is going to be between Ullr, who is the god of war and honor, or Thor. The stewardship is actually not too bad, but I feel like Ullr might be a little bit better. That +3 martial and the advantage in provinces affected by winter could be useful to us, so I think that's where we're going to go. The gods are many and inscrutable, yet I cannot say that there are not some who hold a special level of appeal to me. Were I to dedicate myself openly to the express worship of primarily one such deity, I would doubtless draw like-minded souls to my side. Whatever the blessings my patron provides, being with similar Asatruans can only bring me health, wealth, and glory. Ullr, the hunter, the warrior, the agent of glory. I think that's what we're going to go for there. What do we have here? We could call for a confederation, but I don't really want to do that just yet. And we could inherit a legend. However, we're not making enough money to take that. We could take on the legacy of Scallendil, which is the legacy of our grandfather, Ivar. But I don't want to do that just yet. So, what do we want to do, though? Well, I think we want to do some raiding. Now, I do want to go on some bigger raids, to the Holy Roman Empire, which, as you can see, is absolutely massive in this current scenario. I want to do some raiding. I want to do some big raids on some of the biggest, most important cities. But that's not something we're going to do right away. We're going to work up to that, because I want to make sure that we've got an army capable of handling that. Now, we did inherit the Leon's Bani. So as you can see, we've got 1,500 extremely capable, Varangian veterans. Our father was a Varangian warrior, though he deserted them, so he was in exile. But he's been trained in the Varangian ways. We've got Huskarls, we've got Vigmen. So we've got a pretty powerful army, despite the fact that we only control Gotland right now. But yeah, I want to build up our prestige. I want to build up our money, and build up our troops before we go and raid anything bigger. So I'm gonna look for some potentially smaller raiding targets in the nearby area. Now, I don't really want to hit. I mean, we could hit Sweden, but they've got a lot of troops right now. There's probably going to be easier targets like Pomerania is looking pretty weak. 19th, this man, King Styrbjorn of or Vinland here, the land of the Wends, is yeah, not looking too strong, so I'll probably raid the crap out of him right now. Denmark, not looking very strong either. Lithuania. Lithuania has like a few troops. Oh no, Lithuania's got a decent amount, 5,000. But Estonia here, Estonia here has like some. Yeah, let's do some raiding along the south of the Baltic here. So yeah, we're gonna go to the land of the Vins first. So yeah, we're leading this army. Obviously, we've got our raiders up. We've got some powerful warriors with us. You can see our champions, Gerdaudis. We've got Joanne, who is a French woman who ended up serving our father. We've got Hrostir, the son of Thunder, who's a berserker warrior. Branislav served with our father. Seymund, the shield, a capable Norse warrior here. Hjalmar, the Castilian, obviously, who we saw before. Kolbjorn, who we actually just got. Jorinder's going to be with our army. And, well, this guy's old. He should just stay home, honestly. We've got some other people who could join us, but they're more than capable at their jobs back home. So let's get this raid going. I'm not really too worried about them trying to stop us. Question of loyalty. My wife, High Chiefess Thora, is with child, and I should be overjoyed. However, she has been acting strange. I don't think we would actually question this. She is our like soulmate, as you can see here. So I think that we just are the father. I don't see any reason to question this. Yeah, we are. She is our soulmate. So yeah, it strikes me as unlikely that the child would not be ours. So yeah, what do we have here? Betrothed Alvor Knutzer's daughter and Onander. Oh, okay. Oh, this is our brother has come of age, and he was to be married to Alvor Knutter's daughter, Sniali. Interesting. She comes from Viborg, House Hammer, Sigurder. Actually, she comes from some prestigious lineages. So yeah, sure. There we go. Our brother can be married to the serene Jarl Yorlefer of Gotland. I gladly accept your marriage proposal. Your brother Onander and my granddaughter Alvor will be joined in holy matrimony. May Freya bless their union. Signed, Jarl Piodmunder of Flanders. So this is the Jarl of Flanders, a Viking who took Flanders from the very powerful Holy Roman Empire here. And a good man to have on our side. I'd like to keep close ties with this guy because he could end up actually being pretty useful here. So can we actually form an alliance with you now? No, it doesn't appear so. All right, regardless. All right, so we got one raid down. Let's go and get some. This is a little. Oh no, there's no money over here. Do we want to raid Lithuania? They seem a little bit strong. I don't want to end up getting into a fight that we're gonna take a big loss on. So I would be fairly confident taking on the Estonians over here. Like, what do they got for troops? Bondi, Vigmen. Pretty sure our army could take on them. So maybe we're gonna go and do a siege on them. Yeah, let's go and get the Estonians. Maybe we'll come back through and hit these lands in Estonia here, and then we'll sail up from the river and then maybe hit a couple of these places along the way. But yeah, I'm feeling pretty confident. I did not approve of what Hala said. It was vulgar and inappropriate for the compass. Okay, who's Hala? Just a woman in our courts. I hinted that it might have been unsuitable. I did not say anything about it for now. I made my stance clear. How disappointing. An unmarried woman? We should probably find her a spouse amongst somebody here. Who could she marry? Our Hofgodi Hogni of the Birches, a very zealous man of the Asatru ways. As you can see, also a bit of a wise man, a bit of a witch, a sorcerer. Sure, why don't you get married? There you go. But yeah, let's continue on with this raid here. And get ourselves some money and get our, work towards that raid prospect. Actually, can we select some other ones? Ooh, we could do capture, adventure. That's interesting. Okay, interesting. Capture, pillage, cool. So adventure, what's the only real difference with adventure? Oh, army loot capacity goes way up. Oh, I see. So if you're going to go on a long raid, you want to do this one. Or we could try to capture, but I'm not too interested in capturing people from here, from these lands, really. We already do have some slaves, as you can see. Look at this guy. He's been in prison for 33 years. He's in house arrest. To me, this means that he's just like one of our slaves, essentially. Same with Heloise here, who's another French person. Cormac, though, he's been in the dungeon for 9 years. I don't know what he did, but we'll probably sacrifice him at some point. He's a near death with pneumonia in the dungeon, so. All right, the question is, are these guys gonna pop out of here and try to stop us? I'm curious here. I'm pretty sure our army will be able to beat his, because we've got a pretty capable army, and we are a relatively capable commander ourselves. So let's go and hit his capital here. Oh, okay. So he raises up some troops, some mercenaries here. I wonder if his own army is like somewhere else. Seems like he hired some. Oh, there's his army. So we're gonna probably hopefully crush this mercenary army here. The scheme at court, somebody's planning to kill Ragnar. Okay. Oh man, we absolutely slaughtered this mercenary army here. Remarkable prowess. Let's take a look at the first battle that Jarl Yorleif leads himself. Only lost 14 men. Killed 753. So only 2 of the enemies survived. Yeah, quite impressive victory there for Jarl Yorleif there. Even though we outnumbered them, obviously, but and we gained remarkable prowess. So we gained the trait Hostiliter. We are playing with the battle events mod, which does add some nice little events. It can be slightly OP because you can get a lot of traits from it, but it does increase the amount of duels you have, which means you can also die a lot more. So, and that, I like that. I like the risk of death. More death, please. Oh no! Our father's wife, Unner, was murdered by Theory. The what? Oh gosh. I mean, imprison her? It's an act of tyranny. How so? Oh, did we capture this dude's... Wait. We captured the King of Estonia's daughter. Why was the King of Estonia's daughter in the court of the... So Estonia has a Kingdom of Estonia, which is ruled by a Lithuanian ruler, and then there's the Chiefdom of Estonia, which is ruled by an Estonian ruler, an Ukanusko Estonian. So they both kind of claim Estonia for their own. But apparently, the daughter of the King of Estonia was there. So I wonder if we can recruit her, bring her into our court. I always like to do that with some of these. Well, actually, or could we ransom her? How much are you going to pay for a ransom? Nothing? All right, I guess we'll just bring her into our court then. Accept it, demand her conversion. Won't get a weak hook, but yeah, I think that's fine. We'll make her like the serving girl for our wife or something like that. Oh, nice, and we got a martial perk right now. Never back down. That's going to be nice. Advantage +5. Boom. That is always good. Just keep boosting up that advantage. Okay, that raid is done. It's probably been done for a while and I just wasn't paying attention. All right, I think we're going to do the raid here. Okay, actually. Oh, and then, so that girl is just accepted that thing. So let's get her educated and we'll have her educated by our wife. Yeah, so there we go. Convert the culture as well. Yeah, okay. So this girl is gonna be like, yeah, basically our wife's servant. Okay, do we just want to go and raid this dude's capital? Maybe we do. Maybe we do indeed. I don't really want to. Oh, actually. Oh, we're gonna take a bit of casualties here. I'm actually okay with that. Yeah, we'll take the casualties because there's actually some decent raid loot over here. So let's go and do that. The raids of Estonia, yeah. So, like I said, well, I mean, while we're moving along here on this raid, you know, the situation in the Norselands, as you can see, Catholicism is starting to spread. We do have basically 2 generations of Catholic kings, actually now 3 generations of Catholic kings here in Sweden, from the time of King Thorbjorn the Mad, who was Catholic, to his son, King Orvar, who must have died recently, slain by Queen Gunhildr Sigurdsdottir of Denmark. Oh my gosh. Okay, you guys. If anybody has been tracking this from previous seasons, the back and forth between the king or the royal lineages of Denmark and Sweden, take a look at this. So we've got King Thorbjorn the Mad. He died of old age. But if we take a look at his kills, we can see that he killed the King of Denmark. Now, if we take a look at the King of Denmark, who did the King of Denmark kill? He killed the King of Sweden, so the father of Thorbjorn. So if we go back far enough here, yeah. So Thorbjorn, or King Bjorn here, was slain by the King of Denmark. Then his son, Thorbjorn, killed the King of Denmark, who killed his father. Then if we look at that, oh wow, yeah, if we look at this, then we can go and see this guy's son, King Skarphedin the Stout, who was killed by King Orvar. So the King of Denmark was killed by the other King of Sweden, and now that King of Sweden was slain in a duel by the Queen of Denmark. So it's just been like, this is what, 3-4 generations of back and forth killings, not just like a war between, but literally like duels and killings between the kings and queens of Sweden and Denmark for 4 generations. This is the kind of stuff that like CK3 just sometimes does perfectly, and it works out so well. And like, that's such an interesting little side story that's been going on this whole time that like we have had no part of, but that could have been its own roleplay series in and of itself. But it's just cool that it's kind of happening in the background of all of this. So yeah, I really like to see that kind of stuff going on and kind of noticing it and keeping track of it. This kind of stuff is happening all around the game, but like, that's a lot of coincidences that, what is that, 4, 5, 6 characters, you know, getting killed by each other over the course of these generations. It's really, really interesting here. Oh, Thora, you've been so brave, so strong. Words cannot describe my love for you. No, now we have a perfect little daughter. Who actually has kind of dark hair. Dear wife, no, it's gotta be ours, right? Surely it's ours. Holmfrieder, yeah. I mean, we've got... No, I mean, it's red hair all the way down in our family. You know, genetics. it's a confusing thing. Our wife is our soulmate. She absolutely would not be cheating with us. I sound like I'm just coping here. The settlement of Valmiera, an important stronghold in Greater Talava, has fallen to my raiders. We have the run of the vast tracts of land and many of the quivering subjects and shining treasures of Chieftain Hapa to choose from. The troops stand ready, awaiting my command to give them direction. Bring me bounteous plunder. Add 30 loot. Oh yeah, let's just raid the crap out of it. Nice. All right, and then we're gonna go and take down this guy's capital as well. Oh, that's actually some good raid loot over here too. 19. How full is our army? Now we got lots of room. So we're gonna keep on raiding. Oh, we got that guy's. Did we get this guy's daughter? Yeah, we did. Are you gonna pay a ransom for her? Come on, surely you'll pay a ransom for your young daughter here. Your baby daughter, really. 10. That's 10 gold is actually plenty for a baby. So there we go. Taking a little bit of attrition here, but I'm not too worried about that. Like I said, the army of the Estonians is not anything I feel like we really need to worry about. Raid or trade? As my troops and I prepare to sack the lands of Luxny, our first scouts report back. It seems the local towns are rich, but many are heavily fortified, and we could well be caught out by vengeful armies before we can break the juiciest targets. All is not lost. The art of good raiding is all in exploiting opportunity, and we could perhaps arrange trade and tribute in exchange for staying our blades. Perhaps the local chieftain will be amenable. A truce with the ruling king could be invaluable. Maybe the local chieftain. Yeah, we probably could make more money. Let's, I mean, if the local chieftain's just gonna pay us off, I might as well not, you know, spend my men's money there. Ooh, I don't want to raid. I don't really want to raid Novgorod. No, actually, you know what? Novgorod's not actually that powerful. Probably don't need to worry about them. All right, Novgorod, you're getting raided too. I don't have to worry about you. Pay ransom. Oh, wow. Oh, we captured apparently your kid as well. All right, 25. I will accept that money. We're getting rich here, baby. Oh, we can ransom this one as well? Absolutely. Ransom them all. Get that money. Look at that. Our coffers looking much more full already. We'll love to see it. Yeah, there we go. So we're going to get some raid money here. We're going to get some raid money there. And then we might take that home. Lithuania. Yeah, Lithuania's a little bit strong. They are fighting against... Oh, okay. They got a big war, actually. Okay. All right. Maybe we can raid Lithuania. Because they actually are going to be quite occupied here. So, yeah, the goal, you know, not only just to get ourselves some progress towards the raider trait, but I also want to bring back a lot of money so that we continue to build up Gotland here. We're going to be finishing the trading outpost here pretty shortly. Oh, our cousin was taken prisoner. My cousin counts his ear. Oh, dear. Counts his ear. Looks like there's some things going on in Iberia, which is where our family maybe not quite originally hails from, but the Scallendils are still in Iberia, so... Well, that's unfortunate for them. We raided that place, took some prisoners in the siege. Oh, yeah, here we go. You want to ransom your kid there? I guess we'll hold on to him until he's willing to pay up. Trading outposts have been constructed. So yeah, are we even going to be able to upgrade? Let's see. Oh yeah, so we just need money, but we will be able to upgrade that, so that's good. So let's keep the raiding going here. Decent amount of money so far. Oh, looks like they're going to try to... No, they were thinking of engaging us, and then they decided, no, maybe we won't engage. Oh, but now they have to run. Okay, so now they're going to engage us. There's some armies actually coming our way that I'm like slightly concerned about. Oh, they're getting engaged. All right, we're going to just do the raid real quick here. The Lithuanian army seems to have lost the battle. So that's fine by me. And there we go. So we raided. Oh, nice. We captured just a random prisoner here. All right, well, that's fine. We've got the money. I don't know if I really want to go down and suffer all that attrition. Maybe we just maybe we just head on out. Honestly, that might be... we might grab all this loot that we've got here and just head on back with it. I mean, this is a decent amount of loot, 137. A decent first raid. Basically, we just raided all of Estonia here. And yeah, pretty successful. You know, won a few battles, made a name for ourselves. You know, nothing too great, but you know, testing ourselves in battle. Yorleif has fought in some battles. He did fight in some of the great battles in Sweden that his father led, and in Iberia. But he hasn't really led forces himself until now. So he's, you know, proven himself here. Our wife has fallen pregnant again with certainly our child. I don't know what you guys are talking about. I can already see the comments. It's just cope. That's what you're all saying, but it isn't. She's our soulmate, guys. She would never do that. In any case, there we go. And with that, our raid loot is delivered. Success has been had. I'd say that is a pretty good start to things. We are suffering on the prestige, and that's pretty much entirely because of our men-at-arms. The thing is, I really don't want to have to reduce our men-at-arms because our army is quite strong and very capable. So I'd like to, I mean, 6.31 just from these Varangians here. As long as we can do a lot of raiding, like we got 137 prestige from that. So that's going to be a couple months of prestige for holding these troops, right? So as long as we can do some raiding and get lots of prestige flowing in, we should be building that up, and we'll start to develop more and more ways of getting prestige as our character develops here. So I think we're going to be pretty good, but I think that this seems like a good place to end things off now, because we do have great plans for raids further afield, England, France, Germany, and other places as well, such as Iberia. But you know, I don't want to show you too much of what's going on down there, just a little peek to whet your appetite. For those of you who didn't watch Season 1 and Season 2 of this series, Season 1 being the Saga of the Skald, and Season 2 being the Varangian, highly recommend you go back and watch those, because they are the best series we have on this channel. I know some of you are fans of like the Black Company or, you know, some of our Game of Thrones seasons. These have been the best series in terms of random events, creating a cool story that we have ever had on this channel. Highly recommend you go back and watch those. Catch up on all almost 30, 40 episodes, or however many it is. And by the time you catch up, we're going to have plenty of more episodes of this one coming right up for you. So until the next one, Wanderers, please do subscribe to the channel, leave a like on the video, turn on notifications, and I will see you in the next one.